So have it right, up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC, big up to every single one of you live and locked in. Hope everyone's doing well winning life. First and foremost, when you all smash to piece that like button. If you haven't smashed it, smash it right now. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure you do so. We've got the notification bell ding dong. Let's have it right so you know when we go live. And we've got the Minerals FC Ultras membership down below in the description. Salute to all my Minerals FC Ultras. Salute to our Chelsea old boys. We see things they'll never see. And salute to the no surrender mentality. Big up to everyone. So do smash that like button. We're going to land the minerals and say it as it is. So it's broken out. Straight away, we get into the business here. It has been announced by Enzo Maresca, Cole Palmer and Levi Colwill received kicks v Bournemouth. We will be without Enzo Fernandez as well. Potentially, saying potentially, no Cole Palmer, no Levi Colwill. So it's not looking too healthy, bruv. Yeah. Let's have it right. Who's going to play then? Who's going to play? And the reason I say who's going to play is because it's been broken out by Di Marzio that there have been first contacts between AC Milan and Chelsea for João Felix. João Felix only signed for us in the summer. 50 odd plus million. We signed João Felix. And the reason we signed João Felix was to get that full profit pound note for Conor Gallagher, because Atletico Madrid basically said, we ain't going to sign him unless you sign one of our players, and we want to get rid of João Felix. Funny that. They want to get rid of João Felix. So they send, after we got here, we go from Fabrizio Romano, if everyone remembers. Yeah. What happened? Conor Gallagher had to come back, and then João Felix still got done, and we sent Gallagher to get signed. Here we go, merchantry. Yeah. And now you're telling me that we've heard, and it's been publicised, that Enzo Maresca didn't favour João Felix, but the ownership and the director said, please make it work, blah, blah, blah. Let's have it right. Yes, man, tax. Well, let's have it right. They want to get rid of him. I don't think it's a case of they want to get rid of him. I think João Felix wants out. I think João Felix is sick of playing Conference League, sick of playing second fiddle, not getting any minutes, and he's on a mega deal, bruv. Yeah, mega deal. Now, it's been rejected that AC Milan wanted, I think they offered a loan deal, and that's not been accepted. So, obviously, it's about getting him off the books. And how are they going to do that? Well, let's have it right. They spread his payments out over, I think he's on a 7-year deal till 2031 or something like that. And yeah, let's have it right. They'll make that money. They've got the pure profit from Gallagher, and that's the only reason they bought João Felix. Another reason for buying Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho's another one. He was surplus to requirements from Manchester United. They were desperate to get him off the books, and we've got an obligation to buy him for 25 million if we finish above 14th place. Let's have it right. It looks likely we'll finish above 14th place. So we're going to be signing Jadon Sancho on a permanent deal. But where's the recruitment plan in here, bruv? Yeah? What's all this nonsense? 6 months down the line. Another one, Renato Viega. The ownership prefer a permanent deal, but Renato Viega prefers a loan deal because he wants to play for Chelsea and he wants to play centre-back. But yet, when he was announced, he said, oh, I can play all different positions. I'm versatile. I'll do whatever I'm asked to do. Centre-back, DM, left-back. Oh, he all of a sudden wants to play centre-back. Yeah, ship him out for the pound note. Bought him for 11.7 million, and they want 25 million for this guy, up to 30 million. Let's see how that's going. Borussia Dortmund are in line for that one. And in the other way, we're getting linked to Borussia Dortmund's forward, Karim Adeyemi, yeah? And that's been broken out again. However, it come out again today. Let me show you. Yeah? Let's have it right. We land the minerals. Yeah? Chelsea are not negotiating for Karim Adeyemi, and that's via Matt Law, the mouthpiece for Clown Lake. Let's have it right. So, yeah, it's a fucking shambles at Chelsea. It's a circus, bruv. Yeah, we got Kevin Drewsbury Wedding Hall that they want to ship out, loan or sell. We've got Viega now. Chilwell's been exiled. We got João Felix looks to be going out the door. You got Casadei and Torino deal happening. So I have to ask the question, if we're going to have no Enzo Fernandez, no Lavia, who's also, after coming back for 45 minutes, he's back out. He's not training. We don't know if he's going to start. No Colwill, and now potentially no Cole Palmer. I mean, that is a recipe for disaster against the wounded Wolves. Let's have it right. The pack of Wolves, hopefully, ain't going to be feasting on us on Monday night. But it ain't looking too healthy for Chelsea. So I have to ask the question, as always, yeah? Like Enzo Maresca was asked, how are you finding January? He says it's a disaster and laughs it off. It's not a joke. This is a disaster. The whole project's a disaster. The disaster and embarrassment is Maresca was asked about Chalobah, who's been recalled when Fabrizio, and this is Fabrizio Romano putting this out, ironically, coincidentally, when he told everyone that we can't, there's no recall clause, and now he came out and said there is a recall clause, and Ornstein's announcing that we've recalled Trevoh Chalobah. We have a few injuries, he says, so we're looking for a solution. We thought the best solution was to call back Trev. You thought that, Enzo Maresca? Or did the directors and the owners think that? I think I'll go with the latter. He can help us, he says. He was very happy. I can see it in his face. I chatted with him. We are happy. All right, everyone's happy. So someone explained to me, right? Someone explained to me, yeah? The Chelsea brief in the summer was Chelsea do not believe Trevoh Chalobah suits Enzo Maresca's method of playing out from the back. When he played for Tuchel, he played out the back and was trusted by elite gaffer that these clowns sacked. Now the narrative is Enzo Maresca comes out today and says the reason why Trev left was because of financial fair play problems. Now we're getting to the reality of the situation. Everything when it comes to our Cobham players, whether it's Mason Mount, Lewis Hall, Maatson, Conor Gallagher, now Trev Brazy, Chalobah, it's all about FFP. Why? Because these clowns have spunked 1.5 billion recklessly playing Russian roulette and they're blowing our fucking heads off at Chelsea. They're destroying our football club. So have it right. They have destroyed our football club. We're in a bloody mess. Yeah? And you are coming back saying that about Trev because it was financial fair play problems. And all of a sudden, now he's going to fit into your system and he's going to play and there's going to be no problem. He's going to fit like a glove, yeah? It's looking like the glove don't fit like O.J. Simpson, bruv. The narrative and the brown envelopes don't sound right, mate. The glove don't fit like O.J. Simpson, mate. Yeah? So have it right. So I have to question that. Another shambles, loopholes in the PR. Directors are a disgrace. The usual stuff. You know? We've got Con, CFC, all right? Quotes tweets to this, what I'm going to read. First contacts between AC Milan and Chelsea for João Felix Di Marzio from Italy, yeah? He put on his private account, just fuck off. But he didn't put it on his main account. I wonder why. Interesting. I'll let you lot answer that question. Yeah? Everyone else can answer that question. So let's go back to João Felix because it's been that is the deal where it's another transfer where everyone said, oh, our transfer business is an 8 out of 10 window. We're landing it. We're going to cook this season. And these clowns, these directors and these owners are basically getting rid of and trying to sell players they bought in the summer. And not only that, recalling players that they're exiling, like our Trev Chalobah. You know what I'm saying? It's a fucking disgrace. And now we get breaking news that Chelsea are considering wide players to bolster Enzo Maresca's squad. Garnacho and Gittins fit the profile they are looking for. Gittins, I don't know nothing about. Garnacho, I've seen him at United. But someone answer this question. Why are we going for Garnacho when Manchester United are in a rebuild and they don't want him part of the rebuild? So we're going for their surplus to requirements again. Their sloppies. These owners and directors, all they're going for is opportunist signings. João Felix, going to be out the door. Jadon Sancho, we don't know what's going to happen with him. He'll probably be sold in a year or two. And now you're hearing Garnacho, and this is from Pornstein. So credibility, lap it up. These are not the signs we should be looking for. What about a goalkeeper? What about Bastoni in central defence? What about elite spine? What about getting back up for the midfield? And you've got Alex Goldfish on his bloody knees, the Clown Lake merchant, yeah, the brown envelope, going, oh, recall Santos, recall Santos. Everyone's like, recall Ugachuku, recall Santos. Bruv, Ugachuku's playing for Southampton, who look like they're going to get relegated, by the way, yeah? And Santos, oh, like you're saying to Jackson, don't bring in Osman to hinder his development. Why are you going to hinder his Santos' development at Strasbourg, where he's doing well? And playing, you're just going to throw him in. And when Enzo's back fit, and when Lavia's back fit, and Casado's going to get always going to play every game because he's our most important player in the midfield, where's this Santos going to play? You are the most contradicting wet white flip-flops in the fan base. And it's your narratives that have destroyed our football club. Yeah, it's an absolute shambles from top to bottom. It rots, it's rotten to the core, it stinks. And we are in serious need of what? A rebuild. We've spent 1.5 billion and we need a rebuild, mate. Yeah? Listen to what's happening. And this is the thing, right? It's the thing. What winds me up, bruv, yeah? And let's just prove this now. Someone wrote, yeah, this is the worst run club in Europe. Chelsea's the worst run club in Europe. Do you know what Goldfish put? He says, I mean, obviously that's not true, but we definitely aren't run well. We are the worst run club in the world, not Europe, in the world. Yeah, we played Servette, Barrow, who've all got front of shirt sponsorships, and we still ain't got one because these clowns are trying to bank in Champions League to get a Champions League type of sponsorship deal, which is going to be the top tier amount of money that they can inject in the football club. We have gone through over half a season without a front of shirt sponsor. Our elite football club, Chelsea, is an absolute embarrassment and just a shambles. Yeah. And I ask you lot, what are you backing, bruv? Yeah. Erling Haaland has just signed a 10-year deal with Man City. Yeah. And I want to show you something. I'm going to put it up for everyone to see. Yeah. Everyone's going to see this. Yeah. So you make sure you smash that like button. Every single one of you smash that like button. Let's look at this, yeah? Erling Haaland's on 10. Ironically, he's got the longest contract, yeah? Proven winner, won the treble with Man City, one of the best strikers in the world, still young, proven, playing in an elite team under an elite gaffer, elite ownership, who have gone and done their signings and bought young players, yeah? They bought young players. And everyone goes, oh, Pep Guardiola's doing the same as what we're doing. No, he's not. And Man City ain't doing it. They do their multi-club, but they focus on their first team first. They address their first team. They go and get a proven winning manager. They back that manager. They get elite directors. They have elite ambition. They spend the money and they buy what? What do they buy? But before I say what they buy, what did Pep Guardiola say? He said, you cannot win anything with kids. So all these wrong-uns going and saying that Pep Guardiola is doing what we're doing, you're a long way from Starbucks. Because I tell you this now, they have got experience, pedigree, winning mentality in that squad amongst young players that they're bringing in to bleed through, because that's the blueprint of football. And these clowns are not interested in the blueprint of football. They got their own blueprint. Look at this. Erling Haaland, 10 years. Cole Palmer, Nicholas Jackson, Enzo Fernandez, Philip Jorgensen, Aaron Anselmino, Renato Viego, who's going to get sold after 6 months, is on what? An 8-year deal, 7-year deal. Moses Caicedo, Mikhailo Mudryk, who's going to have his contract terminated for a positive A and B sample for drug testing, and he's failed that. Pedro Neto. Then we go João Felix. Look at that. 7-year deal for João Felix, and we're hearing that he's talking to AC Milan. Then you go further, Robert Sanchez, Badashile, Gusto, Romeo Lavia, Noni Madueke. The list goes on, bruv. Yeah? Look at all these players. They are here to maximise profits. They're not here to build a team to compete at the highest level. You're all getting it twisted, mate. I've been telling everyone for 2 years their Kindergarten FC project to build a super youth team that's never been proven or achieved in the history of football. Spending 1.5 billion, they're rectifying. They've had 6 transfer windows now. We're in our 6th transfer window. Ornstein said, after their 4th transfer window, then you can judge the ownership and their process and the team. We're in our 6th transfer window. So what does that tell you, mate? Yeah? What does that tell you? They don't know what they're doing, but they know what they're doing on a financial level. Isn't it interesting, yeah? Isn't it interesting, right? That it seems that for the last couple of years, it just happens that it's nearly always all of our academy players who don't fit the system or the manager, the profile of player, or whatever's been implemented. But you're going to go and spend all this money on the rubbish that you bring in. And a prime example is bringing Trevoh Chalobah back to our football club. You've brought Trev back, Cobham boy. You're playing Josh Akimpong. You're playing Colwill. And you shipped out Lewis Hall. Look what he's doing. Look at Manson going to a UCL final. Yeah? Mason Mount. You destroyed our Mason Mount. Conor Gallagher captained us. Was our best midfielder last year over your Enzo, Wrong and Fernandez. What, like, you're using our Cobham Academy as a cash cow for your profits, to lower your wage structure, to buy these unproven players on low wage structures, on long death row contracts that are never going to stay at our football club for the long term, and sell them and flip them like burgers at Burger King for profit. That is the model. I told everyone this model 2 years ago, and you all laughed. You all took the piss. And now you're having meltdowns. This has got nothing to do with how good our academy players are. They'll find using all the journalists, they'll feed the narratives and hate agenda on our Cobham Academy players that are proven at our football club so that they can get their pound note of pure profit. That is all they're doing. And you lot have lapped it up. You believe everything you read. You follow all the journalists. You believe them. And you believe these clowns. They are the biggest false narrative setters in the game. And every journalist, every blue tick large account, copy and paste merchant, YouTube channels, and all these narrative setters that follow this false narrative, they are the ones in the pocket of the ownership. They've got the whole market tapped up. It's a PR-driven club like Arsenal, and there's no winning mentality. There's no standards at this football club. It's diminished, rotten to the core. And I will not stand for it, because this is not Chelsea. There is no intent. You cannot win anything with the squad we got. No Premier League, no Champions League. You just want to get Champions League like the Cronkies at Arsenal so that you can bankroll. Get your sponsorship deals. Get your TV broadcasting deals. Attract all these young kids continuously using our elite football club and status and dominance. And all these kids that have been watching Didier Drogba's, Lampard's, Czechs, Robins, Fabregas's, Eden Hazard's, you know, all these players, Essieans, Makalele's. You know what I'm saying? Ashley Cole's, bruv, John Terry's, yeah? That's how you're enticing all these young kids, because they grew up watching these players. Some of them don't even know who they are because they're so fucking young. You go for embryos. You got some sick obsession with these kids. You've brought in Pep's disciple, so-called disciple, and Pep's come out publicly and said you can't win anything with kids. And all you are giving this manager is kids. You cannot put the blame on Enzo Maresca, because Enzo Maresca is their third choice gaffer. It's their yes man. Enzo Maresca has backtracked with the Trevoh Chalobah situation. He's backtracked with so many players, with so many situations. They brought in these players, not the manager. Pochettino never brought in players. No one else brought. Potter didn't bring in these players. Even Potter went on a podcast and even basically admitted it. They were just bringing. He didn't even want Enzo Fernandez. They brought him anyway. It's the club upstairs, the ownership that are to blame. Then the directors, because the ownership are the beach-haired, streamlined. They're the ones controlling the directors. The directors are the fall guys, and the manager's the fall guy for the directors. Did you see the food chain? You see the food chain? And no one puts the blame on the ownership. It's the ownership that are a cancer at our football club. They're only interested in the pound note and making money. They're not interested in winning, and they're fobbing everyone off with PR, trust the process, and these lot can't even trust the process that they're trying to feed you. They have to keep going back in the market to replace the players that they buy after gutting everything out, and they've gutted our Cobham Academy, and there's hardly anyone left. But don't worry, Trev has been announced by Matt Law that he will be sold in the summer. So you're exiling a player, loaning him to then put egg on your face to bring him back, only because you either want to sell him now in January because you can't sell a loan player, or you want to sell him in the summer and you're going to do either or. Vice versa. It don't matter. Either way, Trev's going to be sold. And they'll make up some fucking excuse and they'll feed an agenda on him while he's currently playing for us in this shit show with no spine. We've got no spine at this football club. Since these clowns have come in, they haven't built us a world-class spine. You cannot have a team of kids and a conveyor belt of unproven kids. We've got Esteval William coming in going, oh, you know, I played a number 10, but, you know, I play as a winger because you have to be a bit strong in this. How's he going to deal in the Premier League? His preferred position's a number 10. And who's going to play on the wing? What, we're going to bench Neto? Mudueke probably gets sold anyway. You're trying to bring in a Garnacho. You've got Jadon Sancho. How many more players? How many players? How many more wingers do you want to buy? Because wingers, attackers, and young'uns like Esteval William, Paez, they want to build their value up, advertise them at Chelsea, sell them on. You think Cole Palmer's going to hang about for this shit show? He's going to be gone, bruv. He's going to be gone. A lot of these players are not here for the long haul. They're getting paid on death row contracts, living the dream, bruv. Yeah, and they ain't even doing their job on the pitch, bar a few players, bruv. Yeah, and you want to, and Enzo Maresca is speaking for these clowns. Yeah, saying we've got no leaders, no captains, and this and that. It's a joke, bruv. They gave Reece the captaincy because it's part of his contract. Yeah, and Reece is a captain because he's the only one that actually knows what Chelsea's about. He is Chelsea. He is the face of Chelsea, yeah? And yet everyone's feeding the agenda on him. Oh, sell him. He's too injury prone and this and that. They missed their chance and they wish they sold him. That's how bad it is. They wish they sold Reece James. They wish they never gave him the 250 grand a week. And they conned Reece because I know personally Reece regrets signing this contract. Do you know why? They got him to sign it when who was in charge? In September when Thomas Tuchel was in charge. They fobbed him off, bruv, before they started changing all this wishy-washy low-wage structure nonsense, bruv. Yeah? It's an absolute joke, bruv. Yeah? They are going in the market for looking for opportunities where they can get players who are surplus to requirements, like in a fucking a sale. It's like they want a meal deal at Tesco. You know what I'm saying? They want to go for Black Friday shopping, Cyber Monday in the transfer market. There is nothing you can say. There is nothing any journalist can say that makes anyone trust this process. And we are not a trust the process club. We are a trust the protest. Yeah. And we are trust winning trophies. And if we do not protest to not just get the directors out, because if they sack these directors, they're only just going to go and hire another yes man or another two yes men. It doesn't make a difference. They're doing what they're told. They don't give a shit. They're getting paid ridiculous money, inexperienced, inept, unqualified. And these owners are unqualified and inept to run our football club. Yet they're making all the decisions because they brought in NFL, Moneyball, data. We are buying players based on an AI scouting system. They gutted out our Cobham Academy, Neil Bath, the most successful academy in football that we've had under Don Roman. The amount of quality players that we've produced, yeah. And Josh Akinpong is starting when they spent 1.5 billion and he's what, 18 years old, 17 years old. You've recalled our Cobham boy Trev because what? Your defence is shit. Your squad assemblement, disaster. Another one they're going to sell. Badashile they want to sell. So what are we trusting here? You're trusting the process that they want you to trust for them to make money. And they're making money, bruv. They've trademarked our name, the Chelsea and Chelsea. Yeah, let's have it right. They've stripped all of our assets, all our real estate. They have literally gone in and blood sucked every bit of profit, assets, the life, the heart, the soul of this football club. And the only thing that's left is the Chelsea supporters. Because like I say, we are the heart and soul of this football club. But they've even sucked that out of the club because everyone's buying into this nonsense. It's delusion at the highest level that you can go and build a super youth team. Even Alan Hansen said it back in the day, you can't win anything with kids. This is a man's game, football. A man's game. Even the Bournemouth players, Brentford players, there's men in that team. Every team's got men, not boys and kids. And still no striker. You don't want to go and buy a striker. You don't want to spend the money, your penny pinchers, deliberately. This is their model. Either we act as supporters to force them to change the model, or like I say, Clown Lake out. The whole lot of them. We need to cut the cancer out of this club. And they are it. And it's feasting, bruv. It's growing day by day. It's got to stop. When's everyone going to wake up? I don't want to be right. I want to be wrong. But I ain't wrong. And now we're going to the Wolves in a must-win game without our key player at the back is Colwill. Without Cole Palmer, potentially, he's probably going to force them to play, and then we could risk them getting injured further. No Lavia, which means if you've got no Lavia, Enzo Maresca's whole system just collapses, bro. Just fucking falls to pieces, bro. What are we doing here? When's everyone going to realise? When are you going to wake up? Because it's honestly, it's too late. I told you lot, under Potter, we have to protest, we have to act. And everyone laughed at me, bruv. Yeah? Look at this. Chelsea team spines. Yeah? Kareem, Johnson, Spackman, Wise, Hughes, Czech, JT, Makalele, Lampard, Drogba, Courtois, Cahill, Mikel, Fabregas, Costa, Sanchez now, Colwill, Casado, Palmer, Jackson. Get out of here, bruv. Get out of here, man. This is a joke. How can you spend 1.5 billion and not have a spine, not have a ready-made team? Instead, you've got 60-odd players, 50 players, 8 goalkeepers, 7 central defenders. Fucking how many left-backs and young'uns? We got probably our best goalkeepers at Strasbourg, who's fucking landing the damn minerals for Bournemouth. Like, what are we doing here, bruv? No, what am I talking about? He's at Nottingham Forest, isn't he? Yeah? And you want to bring me Garnacho? I don't want that fucking Skeletor B-Tech geezer, bruv. I don't want that guy, man. United don't want him. And he's a youth player because he's pure profit. And now we're getting, I understand Chelsea really like the 19-year-old Hato from Ajax. Tough to do now, but more likely in the summer. Toothpick Jacobs on Con's Twitter space. Fuck off. Stop signing kids. Bring me some men with bollocks, bruv, that are past puberty, mate. Experience. We need experience, bruv. End of story. I'm done with this shit. Honestly, this is not Chelsea, bruv. Yeah? I've said it countless times again. And until the Chelsea supporters unite and come together, nothing's going to change, and they continue to just milk our football club and continue to just literally flip the money like they think they're Tony Montana in Scarface, bruv. But let's have it right. The old Bill knock on the door, didn't they? The old Bill knock on the door and take them in, bruv. That's what the Chelsea have got to do, yeah? Enough's enough. Enough's enough. And the thing is, I've known this for 2 years. So for me, nothing's changed. But they're clearly not going to change. And they're backtracking on their own recruitment policy. Their own players that they're buying. What does that tell you as well? It is not a happy squad at Chelsea. Players are not happy. Enzo Maresca's out of his depth. And this guy, if you give him experience, if you give him players that he actually wants and actually back him, instead of PRing that you're backing him when you're not backing him, all right? He doesn't even rate Tosin and Disasi. Tosin was one of the players you bought. Wedding Hall from Leicester, he doesn't want. Cassidy, he had on loan at Leicester, sent him back mid-season, doesn't want him, and he's going to be sold. He wanted Osman, you kept giving him Jackson, and now you want to throw him Delap and give it all the PR from him in presses about Delap, and I know him at City. Who gives a shit? He knew Tosin at City, and he doesn't want him. Viega, that was signed under Enzo Maresca, and this guy's going to be shipped out after 6 months. Like, what are we doing here, bruv? These owners and these directors have picked this manager to not even back him because it's the model that is the gaffer at Chelsea. And Enzo Maresca has to do as he's told. Eventually, being Italian blood, he will lose his head. he will have a head loss, and he'll speak out like Pochettino spoke out and said, "No, I'm not going to be told. I want Trev Chalobah to stay. I want Gallagher and I want Thiago Silva, and I don't want the excuse of not having kids and injuries next season." He had 12 injuries last season. Enzo Maresca doesn't have that, and meant to have a better squad. And we've been from second now all the way to 5th place. We're falling off a cliff. And it's all falling down like Kanye West on Alex Jones, mask on. Let's have it right. When you spit the truth, the media come to assassinate you. Like we've been assassinated on my channel. Enough's enough. And it's got to stop. Let's have it right. So listen, put all your comments down below. Smash the like button. Hit the subscribe button. And I'll be back tonight. I'm doing a stream. The Minerals FC sit down with some guests on there. And respect to everyone. We're doing something Eunice as well, so keep your eye out. Always, as always, up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. No surrender. We see things they'll never see. RIP to our Chelsea old boy. And let's have it right. I've always been win, lose or draw. Clown Lake out.